A game that would go on to change the landscape of online multiplayer forever. But here's the real question. Why did Fortnite feel so magical back then though? And why does it feel empty now? This isn't just about nostalgia. It's way deeper than you think. Even if you've played the game today, even if you experience the mechanics, the gunplay, the building, something is missing. You can feel it, right? It's almost like the soul of Fortnite isn't there anymore. And the truth is, that feeling isn't random, trust me. There's a real reason why Fortnite lost its magic. To understand that, we need to go back to where it all began. Fortnite Season 1 wasn't some massive game-changing update. There weren't huge map changes, there wasn't even a crazy storyline or life event, there weren't even battle pass or daily challenges. But something felt different. By this point, people had already started talking about Fortnite. It wasn't just some free-to-play knockoff anymore, it was becoming something more. I remember logging in one day and seeing something new, something that hadn't been there before. A new tab had appeared on the menu, the item shop. At first, it wasn't what you expect. There were only a few skins available and the season shop had some of the first cosmetic in Fortnite history. And even though these skins were so basic by today's standards, they felt so special. Why? Because back then almost nobody had skins. If somebody saw you wearing the Renegade Raider or the Aerial Assault Trooper, you knew they had been playing since the beginning. They weren't just casual players, they were OGs. And that's what made Fortnite unique. Unlike other games where cosmetic were just cosmetic, in Fortnite, your skin told a story. It showed when you started playing, it showed how long you had been there, it showed that you were part of something bigger. This was just the first sign that Fortnite was evolving. epicgames was experimenting, testing new ideas, seeing what worked, and most importantly, listening to the community. And the craziest part, even though Season 1 was when Fortnite really started picking up the steam, it was only the beginning, because what came next would change gaming forever. I remember waking up one morning and seeing a huge Fortnite update waiting for me. At the time, updates weren't as common as they are today. epicgames wasn't just dropping new skins and collabs every few days. So when you saw an update, it meant something big was coming. I loaded up the game and immediately I noticed something was different. Snow had started covering parts of the map, the item shop had a brand new skin, and then I saw a brand new tab on the menu. The battle pass! I didn't know what it was first, no one did. At first glance, it looked like just another version of the season shop, but when I clicked on it, I realized this was something entirely new. For just 10 bucks, you can unlock 75 items, skins, pickaxe, emotes, banners, things that no other game had ever done in this way before. This wasn't just a cash grab, this wasn't just some overpriced bundle you always see, it was a reward system. The more you play, the more you unlock. The best part, you didn't even have to buy every skin individually like in other games, you could earn them just by playing. And for the first time in gaming history, a seasonal model was introduced where every few months a brand new battle pass would drop, bringing new cosmetics, challenges, and hype. This was the moment Fortnite became more than just a game, it became a culture movement. And the first battle pass skin lineup, absolutely iconic. The Black Knight, the final reward of the battle pass, became a legendary status symbol. The Royal Knight and the Blue Square gave players the first taste of medieval themed cosmetic. New emotes like the floss started appearing slowly, working their way into the internet culture.
To do the floss dance, start by standing with your feet shoulder width apart and your hands at your sides in fists. Next, swing your arms.
When I said the internet culture, then I meant it with the internet culture. They even had a tutorial how to do the floss. Oh my god, just do the floss left and right. Well, let's continue. And people loved it. For the first time, Fortnite felt alive. And it wasn't just because of the battle pass. The game itself had changed. New map updates were appearing for the first time. New POIs like tilted towers, snobby shores were added. New weapons like the boogie bomb made every match feel so different. It was clear Fortnite wasn't just sitting still. They were innovating. And the constant wave of new content become the secret formula that made Fortnite unstoppable. But what really set everything off?
Top of the hill? I'm a potato! I'm trash!
Ring those bells, follow, comment, and subscribe below to the channel.
Oh god!
Streamers. By Season 2, Twitch and YouTube were filled with Fortnite content like Ninja, Myth, Dakota, CDN the Third. These weren't just gamers, they were entertainers. They made Fortnite look insanely fun and everybody watching wanted to be part of it. Even celebrities were starting to notice.
Not one.
There's only one left.
Yeah, I got him.
Yeah.
This is too easy.
And this was just the beginning, because what came next that would take Fortnite again to another level no game had ever reached before. Fortnite's golden era. By the time Season 3 arrived, Fortnite wasn't just a game anymore. It was a global phenomenon. Everywhere you went, whether it was school, work, or even TV, you couldn't escape it. People were talking about the skins, wins, and crazy build battles. Twitch was dominated by Fortnite streams. YouTube was flooded with Fortnite montages. And it all thanks to one thing. Fortnite was fun. No crazy skill gap, no overwhelming metas, no impossible mechanics, just pure fun. The Season 3 Battle Pass was a game changer. Season 3 took the Battle Pass concept and perfected it. It introduced some of the most legendary skins we have ever seen. The Reaper, aka John Wick, the ultimate flex skin if you had it. People respected you. The Mission Specialist, one of the first space-themed skins, proving that Fortnite was willing to get creative. The Dark Voyager, the sleek black astronaut suit that made everyone look like a boss. And it wasn't just the skin. Season 3 introduced a brand new mechanic that would define Fortnite for years. Turbo building. Before Season 3, building was clunky. You had to place structure one by one, and it didn't flow smoothly. But with turbo building, you could instantly place walls, ramps, and floors, allowing players to react in real time. This changed everything. Suddenly, Fortnite wasn't just about shooting, it was about outbuilding your opponent. And this led one of the most iconic moments in gaming history, the rise of Ninja, the face of Fortnite.
Oh, man. Bullseye.
At this point, Twitch and YouTube were Fortnite central, but one player stood out above the rest, Ninja. Ninja wasn't just a skilled player, he was entertaining.
All over the place, dude. He was bam, bam, shoddy, rocket, shoddy, shoddy.
He was funny, he had insane reaction speed, and most importantly, he made Fortnite look cool. Then something crazy happened. In March 2018, Ninja streamed Fortnite with Drake. Drake, the biggest rapper in the world. That night, Twitch broke records. Over 600,000 viewers tuned in to watch Ninja, Drake, Travis Scott, and Juju Smith-Schuster play Fortnite together. This was unprecedented. Never before had video game and pop culture merged like this. And just like that, Fortnite wasn't just a popular game, it was the biggest game in the world. Season 4, the first live event in gaming history. With Season 4, Epic pushed the boundaries even further. The season started with a massive meteor crash, leaving a huge crater in Dusty Depot, now known as Dusty Depot. And for the first time, Fortnite introduced a real storyline. Small cracks started to appear in the sky, strange rifts were forming, and players started noticing changes happening in real time. And then something happened that no one expected. A countdown timer appeared in the sky. No one knew what it meant, no one knew what was coming, but when the timer hit 0, the rocket launched all of a sudden. Millions of players logged in the same time, server crashing even. The rocket blasted into the sky, broke through a rift, and teleported across the entire map before disappearing. It was the first ever live event in gaming history. No game had ever done anything like this before, and this was just the beginning once again, because Fortnite had just proven something. Gaming wasn't just about playing anymore, it was experiencing something together as a community. And for the first time, Fortnite wasn't just a game, it was a world. The height of Fortnite's power. By the time Season 5 rolled around, Fortnite was everywhere. It wasn't just a game, it was the game. Streamers were ranking in millions of views, kids were doing the floss dances in school hallways, NBA players were celebrating wins with Fortnite emotes. This wasn't just a gaming phenomenon anymore, this was pop culture. And Epic Games knew exactly how to keep the hype alive. Season 5, when the world changed. Season 5 introduced one of the biggest map changes ever. Remember those rifts in the sky after the rocket event? They weren't just for show. When Season 5 dropped, those rifts started teleporting things in and out of the Fortnite world. A giant desert biome appeared, bringing paradise palms, and the first drivable vehicle, the ATKs, a Viking village, mysteriously spawned on a mountain. A giant floating anchor was just there. It felt like Fortnite world was alive. Every time you drop into the game, something felt new. But the biggest thing, this was the first time Fortnite introduced a major crossover event. The goddamn Thanos event. For a limited time, you could actually become Thanos, wield the Infinity Gauntlet, and wipe out the whole lobby with godlike powers. Man, this was amazing. This was the moment Fortnite proved they could do something no other game had done before, blending gaming and Hollywood together seamlessly. And this was only the beginning of crossover, because after Thanos came, that sounded kind of weird, the Marshmallow Concert, a full-on music event inside a game, John Wick, Batman, and Stranger Things. And Fortnite was turning into something much bigger than just a battle royale, and kept getting bigger. By Season 6, the darkest chapter yet. If Season 5 was about rifts and crossovers, Season 6 was all about mystery, darkness, right from the start. Fortnite felt different. Halloween was coming, and Fortnite embraced the spooky vibes. The entire map felt foggy, dark, and even zombie-like cube monsters appeared. A massive floating island appeared in the middle of Loot Lake, and at the center of it all, the cube, aka Kevin. The cube had been rolling around the map for weeks before the season even started, leaving mysterious ruins and low-gravity zones. Now, it had finally reached its destination, Loot Lake. This was the first season that introduced a true evil into Fortnite storyline, and players loved it. The Fortnite event introduced the first ever zombie AI enemies, making the game feel completely different. Everything about Season 6 felt fresh, yet it still had that OG Fortnite magic. But then came Season 7, and this was the peak. Season 7, the last magical season. When Fortnite Season 7 launched, it felt like we were playing an entirely new game. Snow covered the entire southern western part of the map. Zip lines allowed players to travel like never before. Planes were added. Yes, flying vehicles in Fortnite. The game was bigger, faster, and crazier than ever. And for many, this was the last season that truly felt like OG Fortnite. Season 7 was also when Fortnite hit peak mainstream attention. The Fortnite World Cup was announced with a 30 million prize pool.
This is your road to the Fortnite World Cup. The Fortnite World Cup starts on April 13th, when all eligible Fortnite players from around the world will be able to compete in the weekly online opens. Each online open has a prize pool of $1 million. That's 10 weeks and $10 million up for grabs. And it's all online. In each region, the top performing players from the online opens will earn a spot in the Fortnite World Cup Finals in New York City to compete for their share of a $30 million prize pool.
More celebrities were playing than ever before. Fortnite was the most watched game on Twitch and other social media. And then something happened. Something subtle at first. Something we didn't fully realize until it was too late. Fortnite was changing. The beginning of the end. It didn't all happen at once. At first, it was just a small thing. Epicgames just started pushing more collabs than original content. The updates became less about the new gameplay and more about cosmetics. Competitive play was starting to take over, leading to more sweaty lobbies. And then suddenly, the game didn't feel as casual friendly anymore. Winning felt less about fun, more about building at speed of light. And as we move into Season 8 and 9, the cracks started forming. This when people started wondering, is Fortnite losing its magic?
No one watches Fortnite anymore.
Fortnite is dying.
Why is it dying?
And unfortunately, the answer was becoming clearer and clearer. But the real breaking point that came in Season X.
Season X is here, and the world is destabilizing fast. But don't worry, that means there are a ton of new ways to play Fortnite. From the Brute, a new 2-player vehicle that packs some serious firepower, to mysterious rift zones that alter your favorite POIs in unexpected ways. Huh, that's weird. Season X delivers new experiences for all players to enjoy. There are new places to explore, new secrets to uncover, and the world you play today may not be the world you play tomorrow.
The beginning of the end. By the time Season X rolled around, something felt off. Fortnite was still massive, but the magic was fading. Competitive play was dominating, the skill gap was wider than ever, and epicgames was making some questionable decisions. And then they added the brutes, the giant mechs that could wipe out entire lobbies in just seconds. No counterplay, no real skill involved, just pure destruction. The community hated them. Even the biggest streamer and pros were begging Epic to remove them.
No! I got boogie. I found my boogie. Oh, shit! Oh my! I hate this game. He's got a sick.
But Epic barely listened. For the first time, it felt like Epic wasn't in touch with the player base anymore. But there was one more thing that made Season X feel different. It felt like a goodbye. Old locations starting returning. The map was becoming a mashup of Fortnite's past. There was no new Battle Pass theme, just nostalgia. And then out of nowhere, a timer appeared in the lobby. A countdown. But unlike past events, this one felt different. Because no one knew what was coming next. And then it happened. The Black Hole event. When Fortnite shut down, the event began. A giant rift opened in the sky. The rocket from Season 4 returned, warped across the sky, converging into a single point above the map. Then the meteoroid that had been frozen in time suddenly came crashing down. Boom. Everything, the entire map, every location, every memory was sucked into a single point. And then darkness. The entire game vanished. Players were staring at a black screen. No menu, no battle pass, no way to play. Just a silent, empty void. And it stayed that way for 2 full days. The world had never seen anything like this before. People started wondering, is Fortnite over? Millions of players were freaking out. Every gaming site, every YouTuber, every streamer, everyone was talking about it. This wasn't just a live event, this was a marketing genius. Because when the black hole finally disappeared, we were in a new world. Chapter 2. A new beginning, but not the same. When Fortnite Chapter 2 launched, everything felt different. The old map was gone, the UI was completely redesigned, the weapons were reworked, even the way you level up had changed. At first, it felt fresh. It reminded players of Season 1, a blank slate, a new adventure. But something was missing, and over the time, the feeling only grew stronger. Chapter 2 had less frequent updates, the storyline felt disconnected, the game started feeling not passionate. Epic shifted their focus. Instead of keeping Fortnite's unique identity, they started chasing collaborations. Marvel DC, Star Wars, NBA, Travis Scott, Ariana Grande, Naruto, and suddenly Fortnite wasn't its own world anymore. It felt like a giant commercial. And yeah, the crossovers were cool, that's for sure, but they weren't Fortnite. The magic of discovering a brand new, original experience was gone, and slowly people started leaving. Why Fortnite lost its magic? So what really happened here? Why does Fortnite not feel the same anymore? It comes down to 3 things. First, the loss of identity. Fortnite went from a game with its own unique vibe to a never-ending advertisement. Second, the insane skill gap. Casual players couldn't keep up anymore. You had to sweat just to survive. Third, the hype died. When Fortnite first blew up, it was the perfect storm. Streamers, celebrities, innovative ideas. But once that initial rush was over, it was impossible to recreate that. So, will Fortnite ever feel the same again? That's the big question. The truth, probably not, because the magic of OG Fortnite wasn't just about the game itself. It was the moment in time. A game that came out of nowhere. A game that everyone played together. A game that felt fresh, experimental, and alive. You can't just recreate that. But that doesn't mean something new can't come along. Just like Fortnite replaced PUBG, someday another game will replace Fortnite. Something new, something fresh, something that brings back that feeling of discovery. And when that happens, we'll be right back here again, waiting for the next magical moment in gaming history.